And we are on record. Hooray. So welcome everyone with my little curl here. I'm super excited about this particular speaker pro blab. So I'm going to introduce our guests. Over here on this side of me is Joleene V.D. Bosch. I said that correctly, right?
Van Den.
Ah, okay. We'll just stick with Joleene. Say it for me.
Joleene.
Say the last name too.
Van den Bos.
Van den Bosch. I love that. That is so beautiful.
Of the woods. It's like Joanne Woods, but then Dutch.
Well, Joleene is an online strategist. She's an online trainer and social media course developer at Online Com Academy. And she's a public speaker since 2004 and a published author. So that is very near and dear to my heart. And next to Online Com Academy, Joleene initiated westernorphans.org, a project and online platform for and about orphan children in Western countries. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're very, very happy to have you. Down yonder is Rain Dowell. Rain is the go-to video coach and trainer for speakers and authors who want to build their authority, get found easily, and sell more books and speaking engagements. Her eye for detail, intuitive skills, and video branding approach has catapulted entrepreneurs from hidden gems to sought-after jewels. I love that. So, ladies, if you will just type your website into the comments. So those of us, if we want to explore more of you, know who you are, we can do that. And I am Joleene Moody. I did not choose this last name. I married into it. So I'm a professional speaker, author, and coach. And when I'm not on stage speaking, I'm off stage teaching entrepreneurs just like you how to find and create paid speaking opportunities and how to expertly close clients from those rooms with integrity, as I always like to say, because I do believe that's crucial, so that you work less and earn more. So now that we all know who we are, let's dig in. We're talking online courses today, a potential moneymaker if we play our cards right. But how can having these courses serve us as a speaker? And I know not all of us in the room today are speakers. It doesn't matter. This is Speaker Pro, but we cater to entrepreneurs of all shapes and sizes. So how do we create these online courses? And more importantly, where do we begin? Because we're not always on stage making millions. So when we're on the sidelines, we still need to generate cash. So Joleene, I'm going to start with you. Given that many speakers need another source of income to support their business as they're growing as a professional speaker, what kind of online course do you recommend that we consider creating? Where do we begin?
Well, first and foremost, I think you should start with a topic that's really dear to your heart and your mind, something that you're really good at, something you are not finished talking about by a long run, in the long run. So, and you can translate your topic of speaking to your audience. So if you transform yourself into their position and think about what they're needing, what they really need, then you can build a bridge and fill them and fill that gap of content and really think about what they want to learn and what they want to excel in. Because it's not about you as a speaker if you're trying to teach online. It's never about you. It's about what you want to do to help other people and what they need. So if you are really good at something and you are speaking about it for years and years and years, you really excel at the topic. But it's not about you. It should be about what your prospect students want to learn and have to learn to excel better at anything. So you have to change position from yourself to your prospective students. So then if you do that, you can easily figure out which topic you can teach about. So for instance, if you're a motivational speaker or something like that, and you are used to standing in front of huge crowds, and you're used to speaking about excelling in your life, finding new ways to find happiness or something, then you have to create information products that really make a learning journey. So not just a speech online, which you can watch on demand, but you have to take people by the hand and create a true course and make bite-sized lessons to coach them through the whole process. So A good topic would be finding your way online after hardship, if you're a motivational speaker, for instance, or finding a new way to build your career after being laid off, something like that. So it's a chunk size topic, and you coach people through it. Speaking.
So let me pause you. Let me pause you just for a moment, because that's always ideally what we want to do. We want to give information that we think people need. And I'm going to bring this back down to you, Rain, because I think what sometimes happens is we deliver what we think people want. Yeah, so Rain, add to that. Yeah. How can we determine that this is actually information that's going to be useful to the people out there? How do we find out this is what they need?
Well, that's where a lot of the intuitive part comes in that I like to use, is looking and listening to what questions they're asking. What do they want to know more about? What are they trying to learn more about? And then delivering that, finding an easy way that they're going to be able to understand that information in a really straightforward way. And it's not as easy as it sounds to condense that information into small bite-sized pieces, because, like you say, it's usually only part of the journey. Right. There are many segments to it. And what I like to do is I like to focus in on the visual branding piece of it, because the people that I work with, typically when you hear a lot about visual branding and this type of thing, people are talking about websites. It hasn't kind of moved into the realm yet of video. People haven't moved into visual branding with video. So they'll record a video and they'll put it on their website, and it's not the same look and feel as their website type of thing. So there's an incongruency. Yeah, there's an incongruency with their messaging and that type of thing. So that's when you get a little bit further on. So I coach people and work with them on that. But then there's the straightforward pieces, like how to do this and how to do that and what you need, and, all those types of things that, they're great. Once you have them, once you learn them, you have them. It's like riding a bike. Once you start pedaling those wheels, you know how to do it. But until then, it's finding the easiest and quickest way to deliver that information to them so that they can move forward with their journey.
So we're all experts here. I like to think we're all experts here. And as Joleene, as you said earlier, we take our expertise. I'm sorry, I got my foot stuck here. We take our expertise, we package it, and we want to share it with the world. And I know the first course that I ever created, for example, I had 5 concepts in my mind that I knew based on past workshops and past talks, they were pieces that people needed. So the way that I did it, for example, is I literally sat down and I thought, okay, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And for me, I want to say it came fairly easy. I created bullet points and I just talked it out and I recorded myself. And then I took those recordings, I edited them down, and then I created a content sheet. So it took me probably 2.5 weeks to create this course. So can either one of you, feel free to jump in. I think it may come easier for some than others to create content. Can you give us some guidance on, if somebody over here that's in the room right now says, well, I've got this concept, I've got this great idea, how do I begin?
Well, I think at first you have to think about what the journey is, what that learning journey is. And if you create those bite-sized lessons, like the stops on the road, sorry, I stutter a bit from time to time, sorry about that, then you can choose what kinds of content you can make. Either it be whether it be visual or audio or MP4s or screencasts or talking head videos or animation or anything you like to use. So in order to get your message and lesson across. So first you have to figure out what you're going to teach people, and as Rain has already pointed out, it's really important to listen to what people have to learn and want to learn and what they need, and provide that. So you have a combination of your expertise, you have that gap to fill, and then you create content that delivers. and you choose kinds of content and you vary with it. So you're not only doing voiceovers with a PowerPoint, or you're not only doing a talking head videos, and you're not only writing blog posts or making downloadable worksheets or PDFs or whatever, but you make a combination, because you have to look what way your content is presented best, and it serves the content and the message best. So if you know that, then it's easier to make a good lesson and to trigger yourself in being more creative. But I agree, there are many people who aren't that visually able. They're a bit challenged, perhaps, maybe. And some people are really handy with designing with Canva.com, for instance. But other people use Canva, but they're a bit like visually challenged. And you can see these visuals and you think of, oh my gosh, really? So if you have any doubts about creating visuals or videos or presentations, seek the assistance of a designer, because it's really well worth the effort, because you don't want to annoy your students with bad visuals. That's like horrible. You don't do that. or bad sound. You just don't have the stretch to do that, because you want to deliver content in high quality. And if you're committed to do that, you have to walk that extra mile.
So Revel is asking, she's one of my favorite people. She's always joining my blabs, and she's helping me out here today. She says, because people learn so many ways, should you make your content visual, auditory, etc., as many ways as you can, or is that confusing?
Just what it needs. Keep it basic, keep it clear, keep it stylish, but don't overdo it. Don't use like 20 fonts and 20 different colors and 20 different kinds of videos. Just do whatever makes the job done well. Just make it real good quality, and think about your corporate identity or your course identity or your personal brand, and mesh it up in a really stylish but sober way.
Yeah, I think what she's saying, and I understand the question, is people have a different way of learning. I know when I first started speaking, this is going to sound so corny, but I resisted using PowerPoints because everybody used PowerPoints. Yeah. And then someone approached me and said, I'm more of a visual learner. And I was like, oh, so I think what I use audio. My courses right now are audio. Okay. And the visual portion is actually on the content sheet. So I'm hoping that I appeal to both people. So, that's a great question, but I mean, we want to appeal to everyone, but I think that what you're saying is perfect, because I learned it in college, and I don't mean to be, this is going to sound like I'm not being politically correct, but I learned this in the early 90s. It was called KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Simple, stupid.
Yeah. So that's the acronym for what KISS was keep it simple. And what is it now? They've changed it so it is politically correct. Keep it simple. Something or other. Keep it super simple. Thank you, JSNCLS. Yes, keep it super simple. Isn't that funny how they had to change that? But keeping it simple. Keep it simple, smart. I like that too. Absolutely.
I learned that in art school.
Yeah. So we have this content, and I know one of the things that I do when I'm asking people if they want the content is I will literally put it either on Facebook or LinkedIn or something where I will say, hey, I'm considering teaching ABC. Here's what I'm thinking about. What would you like to learn from it? So I'm actually garnering that information from the community, and again from different rooms. Different rooms I'm speaking in. Rain, once I'm going to bounce this back, but to you, once we have this concept and we've gotten the help and we've created the audios or maybe the videos and we've taken it to that step, now we've got these audios and these content sheets and we've got this great marketing, and then all of a sudden we go, why am I doing this? There's 5,975 people in the world doing the same thing. This is never going to sell. How do you move people through that?
Well, basically then you're taking it to their USP. What's their unique selling proposition? So what makes them different, differentiates them from the rest of them, right? Yes. And this is where I strongly believe in video, because it's your auditory, it's your visual. So you're reaching, you're sort of putting things out there to all the different learners. And I mean, you can always, rip the audio from the video if you want to also have something that's audio as well, because people love, you know, when they're bike riding or doing different things, they love listening and learning as they go too. But I strongly believe that it's, you know, especially for courses, that human contact, showing your face when you're delivering the content, I mean, I have felt that way myself. I've gotten feedback from others from mine saying they felt like I was walking with them through it. And they're more prone, there's more of a connection. They're able to connect better, and they'll ask you questions, they'll do things like that. Whereas if it's, you know, an animated PowerPoint, you know, that type of thing, there's not that connection. That connection can be,
it's not so close.
It's not so close. It's easily lost. Yeah, that's right. It's easily lost. So that's where I've gained a tremendous amount of feedback with regard to
totally agree.
Sound and all of these different things, that music, all these different things that you can incorporate into it to make it a fun learning experience for them too. So there's different components. There's different components of that. But I have to say, getting the feedback from them so that I can improve it and, you know, and help them move more further along in that journey. That's my end goal. You know, that's my end goal.
I think one of the biggest challenges, and I'm being selfish because I'm speaking for myself here. Hi, Gerald. Welcome. Is that I think a lot of people do hit that wall where they think my information is no different. There's nothing that is super unique. And can either one of you talk to me about how to move people through that? Because online marketing and entrepreneurship is just, this is where it's at right now. So everyone wants to run out there. I mean, look, the information I have, I'll be honest with you. When I put my first study course out, I had it for probably 6 months, and then I took Fabian Fredrickson's course. And I thought, oh my gosh, this information is so similar. One, I was pretty excited that I had created information that was similar to someone who was really pretty big in the entrepreneurial world. But two, it also made me think for a moment, maybe I shouldn't put it out there because it exists out there in this form. So it took me a long time personally to come around and go, wait a minute, this is my voice. This is my experience. This is my uniqueness that's bringing
your ground.
Yeah, that was it. And once I embraced that, and it's funny because I think we're such linear thinkers, right? And I think what happens is and this is what I believed, well, you know, there's nothing special about me, so why put it out there? So I want to kind of push it a little bit and talk about, and for anyone joining, please ask questions. And I'm going to keep going back, and I will gently interrupt these two lovely ladies to make sure that your question is answered. But we have talked so far how to create the content. It can be created audio. It can be created visually. I know I've created mine. My Mac is right here. If you don't know how to create it, get the help. But the one thing I want to say in this first 20 minutes is don't doubt yourself. Do not doubt yourself.
Get over that.
Yeah, get over it. Yeah, don't doubt yourself. Put it out there.
Everybody has a certain amount of self-doubt, and it's completely human, understandable. And if you ignore that, then you are avoiding a part of yourself. So embrace your own insecurities. Just see them for what they are and do it anyway. That is courage.
Yeah, it is courage. Anyway, I love that you said that.
See that you are afraid. See that you are thinking, oh my God, they're going to hate my accent. But do it anyway, because it's the story that counts. It's the personality that counts. And yes, everyone is unique to a certain extent, because either you have one course and somebody else does, but it's you teaching them for a particular reason. And maybe the course of your competitor is about getting really rich fast online teaching them with online marketing. But maybe your objective is to teach people online marketing to make a better relationship with their audience and to enlarge their market.
So Irvin says right here, I'm sorry, I want to make sure I get his comment in. He says, that's why knowing your ideal customer and making sure that the message you share is congruent to them is important. Your message must join the conversation they are having in their head. That is brilliant.
Yes, and Sandra, content marketing is so important.
Yeah.
Because you can craft and communicate with your ideal customer, your ideal student. You can learn from them. They can ask you about what you know, and you can provide them with your knowledge, and you can learn from them. So it's an ongoing discussion. It's an ongoing process of improving your online course. Your online course is never finished. It never is. Oh, yeah. Because if you think it is, you are maybe or naive, or you have a big ego or something, or you think it's just great because I did it, or you're just so happy because it was nights and nights and nights of long work after hours, and you were awake until 4 a.m. Burning the midnight oil. I've been there, trust me. These babies are just not. Yeah, I've crafted them, you know. I nurtured these babies.
You've earned them. You've earned them.
It's a lot of work, and I've been making online courses since 2010. So this is now my 6th year. I just started my 6th year, and my first online course was about online communications and social media, and it was the first in Europe. And everybody was telling me that is so impersonal. That is, everybody wants to learn from me because I am in front of a classroom and they want to communicate with me. And I thought, well, whatever. I'm still standing in front of classrooms, but I really, really profoundly, deeply believe in e-learning. Because in a personal way, and the first proof I got was in my pilot class. There were 8 students in my pilot class, and one lovely woman, Stephanie, was one of my first students. She came into my office because I do blended learning, like online in combination with in real life meetings, like 4 meetings in 3 months' time, and parallel e-learning. So when we had our first meeting, she instantly talked about what a good time she had talking with me on her coffee table every day, because she felt so close to me, even though it was a recorded video.
Yeah.
And then and there, I knew this is completely personal.
Yeah, I love that. It is personal.
Yeah.
Rain, I want to bounce it back down to you. We're a half hour in, and I just want to, Sandra Knopp, I do like to stay on topic, but I know I go to my website because I've done a blab on this. It was one of the first ones I did on how to find paid speaking engagements. And I will do more blabs on this because I know it's a big, big topic for people. But I want to stay on topic as far as the online courses. I'm going to be a hammer like that. So visit my website and get some, and you'll see the blab. They're all there's plenty, so you can watch the past blab and gain information on that. So okay, good. I'm glad. I didn't want you to stab me in the eye. So now let's talk about marketing these things. Now I'm going to tell a quick story here. With one of my online courses, I actually contracted somebody to create a complete sales funnel from me, from Facebook ad to the lead pages to the actual webinar. And for a million zillion reasons, it wasn't effective. And that's neither here nor there. The point is that that particular, maybe it was the time, maybe it was the Facebook ads. There's so many different variables. And I think because there's so many different variables that it either makes people want to pause, and that's why they don't want to market it, or they think the world is too big and there's too much out there. Rain, can you guide us a little bit? I've got this online course. I'm ready to market it. Where do I begin?
Well, first you really have to know who you're marketing it to. Who did you create it for? And then, and Christina can speak to this as well.
Is this C. Irvin? Is that Christina?
Yeah, that's Christina.
Hi, Christina. Yeah. Now that I know her name.
Yeah. Basically find out who did you create this for, and then go find them. Then go find them. So whether you're finding them with Facebook ads, whether you're finding them through Google Plus communities, whether you're finding them through relationships you already have, existing relationships you already have, go through and find them that way. Start developing relationships with them that way, because really when it comes down to it, it is about the relationships. Yes. And, just like, you help me pronounce
Give it a lash.
She gave me a pronouncer. It's Yoyanica. I cheated.
Yoyanica.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Thank
just like you were saying, it comes down to, she felt like you were with her.
Yes.
Because she had already connected, because it was a relationship, and because so whether you're creating the same course as somebody else, it doesn't really matter. People are going to, depending on who you are trying to, who you created it for, that's where you go and market it, because those are the people that are going to resonate with your message and what you're doing, and
depend on you.
And those are the people that you build relationships with that are going to, give you great feedback on your course, so you can continue tweaking it, so you can continue, hearing feedback from them. Well, that was really great. Now I want to learn about this, and moving forward. So it's, the listing component is huge. It really is. It's huge. And being intentional.
What do you think of, I know some people have utilized Udemy.com.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't either, but well, give me your feedback. It's either one of you, and go.
Okay. Well, if you use Udemy, you are building another company's platform.
Mm-hmm.
So all your students are going to see all the other courses that other people have made, and it takes more effort to distinguish yourself from all the others. And people are going to check prices, they are going to check curricula, and then it is harder to engage with the people you are already engaging with, because you're losing them to other courses or due to other distractions on the Udemy website. So I don't necessarily dislike Udemy. I just don't think it's for me, because
Mm-hmm.
I really want a top-notch software. So I use software that adapts to individual students. The software actually tracks how students are performing in each lesson with each assignment, and they get trained how many times they want, as many times and how long as they want, so that they have a really steep learning curve. And if they have a steep learning curve, they know everything in the end. And I really love software that enables me to let my students perform the best they possibly can.
Well, let's talk about that software a little bit, because I'm not sure that everyone is really keenly aware of what that software would be. And Bill says, "What about thinkific.com?" I don't know about that.
Thinkific.
What about that platform? He's asking.
You could use that. There are a great many platforms to create courses on. There are also WordPress courses, plugins you can use for membership or learning websites. Yeah. Me personally, I use anewspring.com. It is a Dutch-founded company, and it's already being used worldwide. They also have an office in South Africa and India, I believe. And they have this really cool help desk, and they support you like brilliantly. And I have over 525 videos in there. It's like this big mogul of a course, and it also enables me to create smaller courses. Like I have 20 to.
What is it called again? What's the website?
Online Com Academy.
Oh, that's yours.
It's mine. Yeah, I created that in 2010, and it started out as a course about online communication and social media, with all these lessons about Twitter and Facebook marketing, LinkedIn networking, later on Pinterest when it aired, and a great many other things. But the main core of the course was online strategy, how to build an online strategy. So I teach people how they can build their own online unique strategy. So not an off-the-shelf product, but something that really fits in with their own business goals and their own business identity and their own products and services and wishes. So it is a blueprint of how to learn it yourself. And intertwined with that whole online strategy track, you learn all about how Twitter works, how Facebook marketing works, and all that. So it enables me to chunk up, like to make chunks of some videos or some mini courses, so that people can also like cherry pick.
Mm-hmm.
And the platform enables me to do that, because it has like this really stable data storage system. It has a really solid interface that doesn't sidetrack you, and it really feels at home. It's like a really it's a dashboard, and it feels like a community, because you also message. Sorry. It also enables social learning. So all the students can interact with each other.
Oh,
and
I like that.
It worked from the get-go. So it's not like a Facebook group with everything like in between mixed up and just scroll along and hope you find an answer to your question. No, with each and every video, each and every question, each and every assignment, you can discuss and you see each other and you can get 360 degrees feedback. And I really believe in that social blended learning formula. It's totally me, because I want to have that close relationship with my students, and I want to hear their concerns. I want to hear their insecurities. And the best thing about social e-learning is that people really get the opportunity to be vulnerable. And because in most online classes, and also just in classrooms, in adult education, people get a bit insecure about asking questions, so they don't, because they're afraid that to look stupid or something. And I think that it's a really missed opportunity, because I think that everyone should be totally open and safe in a learning environment, and they have to be stimulated and safe and totally free to ask questions that may or may not sound silly. And that is the best, how do you say?
Approach?
We call it mortal. It's about the what's in between the bricks and mortar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
To make the class really a tight wall. Like it's a solid thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I deeply believe in that. And usually, if I have Dutch students, which happens a lot, then we meet for coffee and lunch first, because it's so much easier to ask silly questions and to make jokes, which happens a lot in our learning environment, to make jokes and to be silly and to experiment and to find new solutions to problems that you didn't know existed. And you make solutions that you didn't think of in the first place. And you're just surprised about what you think of within 25 minutes. While beforehand, you had no idea that you had the creativity to come up with something like that.
Now,
Let me
pause you for a moment, because I want to back up a little bit, because I think that the place that we're talking about now, I think
marketing.
Yeah, we're talking marketing, but it's more seasoned. What about the individual that's sitting down? Sometimes I like to back up and start with the basics. Sometimes I think that's the biggest piece that's missing. Someone who's just starting out and they don't, we talked earlier, Rain, you said, go find your people. I'll never forget the first time someone said that to me. I was like,
my people.
Where are they? I have no idea where to go. Where am I going to find these people? So if I've got this course and I want to start marketing it, so let's say I've got audio modules, I've got content sheets, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm fairly new to actually putting these things up online. Can either one of you recommend a basic start? Because I know that I love the concept of having many in the group together and working, but sometimes it doesn't work out that way, especially when we're first starting. So how can we market it? How can we get it out there? How can we sell it to start profiting if it's something like that?
Ray?
Well, I think, again, it's looking at who it is you're trying to reach. So again, it's your unique selling proposition. What differentiates you from anybody else who's offering the same or similar course? And then from that, your copywriting, your landing pages, all of this type of thing, that then gets created because that attracts them. That will attract them once they get there, as well as how you're wording your material.
Yeah, that's big.
Your material, because that's also going to resonate with them, because then they're going to say, oh, they're, they really get what, the questions I'm trying to ask here, the things that are, stumbling blocks for me. And they're answering these questions in a way that I can understand, because your audience, your people are going to understand you because you've created this for them. So it's really honing in on who they are. And then it's almost you have to know that information and then create and then tweak your content so that it speaks to them.
It
sounds then you can find your audience.
Yeah, it sounds like that's
via LinkedIn, for instance. If you are looking for discussions on LinkedIn about the topics you are teaching about, you can see the people, you can see the exact people who want to learn that. They are just like name for first name, last name, everything. And you can search on Twitter. Go to search.twitter.com and look for the topic you're teaching about, see what discussions are going on there, and join in the conversation. That's what you do on Twitter, that's what you do on LinkedIn, and every question you see there, you can write content about. And it could be either marketing content to attract those people to your mailing list, for instance, in which you are marketing your course, or it can be content that you can use in your course. So either way, you win. So you go where they are. Don't expect people to come to your website, because nobody knows about your bloody website, even though it's beautiful. Nobody knows it. So you have to attract them to you. And you can do that by joining a conversation online on LinkedIn.com, on the conversations, and you can look on the blogs on LinkedIn, which is extremely powerful. And there are also very nifty and savvy ways to use Boolean search on LinkedIn. So you don't have to be friends with people, but you know first and last name, where they are, what they know, what level of knowledge they have, what they want, and what they want to become. That's not rocket science, but they are handy skills. And if you have those, you can connect with them. And maybe if you have like this totally super handy free giveaway that resonates with their wishes and resonates with the topic of your course, and you can give it away on your mailing list, and you promote it on LinkedIn or Twitter or wherever you are, and make, for Pete's sake, a really good landing page with a dedicated URL, like mybrilliantcourse.com or something like that. And you can build a funnel, but first make a connection and give them something valuable that they can use instantly and they can benefit from them right at that minute. So, for instance, my giveaway is the Periscope live stream quick start guide, because I teach people how to use live stream for their business in a creative way. So not only to say, this is a great marketing tool, yay, but also how to make a difference and to connect with people, and also go beyond their comfort zone. Get out of their comfort zone. So make something people really value, and so that your list is building, and then you can build an online conversation and ongoing relationship with them about the course, and then in time they will buy it. It's my personal experience that they do. And furthermore, yes, we are all online, but there's also a really nifty trick that trick. It's not really a trick, it's just a strategy that you can use to find more students. You can build alliances with other experts who are teaching or speaking about something that is near to your topic, but doesn't exactly cover it. Because you have basically the same audience, somewhat, and
compatible.
you can, yeah, it's compatible, and you add something to the equation, and you can do something for them. So you can accelerate each other's network, and that totally helps. So if one of my friends or one of my alumni, I've this tip deal, like everyone who has taken a course with me gets a 10% of someone who they are endorsing to take my course.
Joint venture. Yeah,
something like that.
Yeah.
So and they just get 10%, or they can choose to renew their yearly license at my course. So they can get all the updates, or they can give a tiny course for free to somebody else. So it's really an ongoing relationship. So and a really good advice I think is, if somebody takes your course, because that happens, maintain the relationship, nurture it, because they have given you their trust, and they have showed themselves like in a really vulnerable way. They have opened up themselves to a learning experience, and you guide them through that. So that's immensely personal.
Let's talk a little bit about the personal aspect, because if there's one thing that's sticking out, at least to me, it's that for me, when I buy, I have to have that personal. When I go shopping for a doctor, if I get a doctor that's cold and I don't want to have, I need someone that's deeply personal, that's willing to have conversation, that's willing to show up again and again. So how do we differentiate? Give me, based on your experience, and Rain, I'll bounce it down to you, because I know that I'm sure there's some people here that have experienced where they have engaged with somebody. There is that wall. They're not getting the attention or the personality or what they need to feel comfortable. How do we know? I mean, are there certain buzzwords we should look for in the marketing that we should stay away from in the marketing? Talk to me a little bit about that, Rain.
Okay, so can you sum up?
Because I just went like that.
Yeah. You want a personal experience?
I want a personal experience. I don't want to buy somebody who just wants to buy me.
Yeah.
I want to be able to, for example, I avoid, quite frankly, stealth, ninja tricks, super quick, 6 days or less. I avoid that kind of marketing. It turns me off completely. And I've been told I'm not going to make money because I avoid that. But I disagree with that completely. Yeah. I want to be very, very personal with somebody. So my question is, and I apologize, is how do we know if that person is going to be personal? How do we know they're going to deliver and still be there even after we've bought this course and we've engaged?
Well, I think that goes, some of this you have to use your own intuition on as well, right? And if you're attracted to that person for a certain reason, there might be there's a reason for that. And then checking and seeing, what kind of relationships, can you glean that they already have, that shows that, they're in this for the long haul. They're not kind of jump in and dash and go kind of a thing, right? So, and I'm much the same as you. I tend to stay away from, you will be an expert in, 3 days or
30
whatever.
30 seconds or less.
Yeah, 30 seconds or less. Yeah, because it just doesn't work like that.
It's a process.
No, I mean, that's exactly why I do this blab once a week, is because every single one of us in here, we need the information. And not just that, we need to know, who are these people that I can create a relationship with? Is it this person? Wow, this person sounds great. And we're building community. And I think the bottom line is, I don't care what we're doing. It needs to be about community. I think the word competition needs to be scribbled out, and then connection and community. And really, that's the only way that any of us are going to thrive, is by serving one another. So I personally have gotten tons from this, because if there's one message I've taken from this, it's that the community is really where people want to learn. They want to have, and I get that, we can buy these courses and we can be individual with them, and we can sit on our own and figure it out if that's what we desire. So we have these options. Yeah. So Rain, talk to me a little bit about, if you will, when someone wants to be individual with the course, can they have an ability to do that? If someone wants to be in community with the course, can they have the ability to do that? And can we serve both with our own courses this way?
I don't see why not. I mean, you know, when it comes down to one-on-one versus group settings, you know, of course, there's the time. You know, there's only so much time you have. So of course, the group dynamic is, you know, optimal for that. Not only for the social aspect of it, so that people can, you know, help one another, because some piece of content that's delivered, somebody might understand it differently than someone else. So it's great when they can leverage each other and, you know, and get to the point. Or, you know, there's a problem with your, you know, not a problem, but there's an opportunity to improve your content if more than, you know, a few people don't understand something. So it's a matter of really, you know, looking at what's going to serve. It's a matter of you, really, how you want to structure your life and in serving the people that you serve. So first, you know, it's looking at how do you want that to look? And then how is that going to fit in with your lifestyle and how you want to move forward and work with the people that are going to benefit the most from your material, so that it's a win-win on both sides.
I think that what I love the most about what both of you are saying is that, and Joleene just said, if a student is way behind, you can reach out individually, is that you as the facilitator are willing to become a part of this person as they move forward. Because I think what I see a lot of with online courses is they just put them out there. They stay out there. Thanks. There's $497 or whatever people have charged. And then there's nobody else to actually sit down and talk to. And I mean, I've been the one that has bought those courses and I've had no interaction. And I've been the one that's bought those courses and I've had incredible interaction. And so how do you navigate, and either one of you can jump in, how do you navigate with all of the online content marketers out there that are just throwing stuff out there to make money? How do you show up, especially through that?
With resonating with what you believe in, really explicitly. So if you see like tons of people memeing them, memeing each other and just parroting each other's message, and just and they're only competing with price or with don't learn this in 8 days, but in 3 days, and I'll learn you everything, and you get it a huge bonus, and it's worth like $2,000, and you get it for free. You know, everybody's doing that. So don't do that. Just be bold and deliver what you believe in, and be really clear about it. So tell people in a video, because I also really adore video and I believe in it passionately. Use your voice, use your personality to engage with your listeners, with your audience, with your prospects. And if they already feel that you're engaging with them and that you're listening to their questions, either it be because they are reading the comments on the side here, or they are checking the tweets, or they're checking discussions anywhere, or they're reaching out to you because they have seen your tweet with a question. You already have proven that you are interacting. You already have proven that you are there and that you are not going away. And if you're already engaging with them and they already experiencing that side of you, they already know a part of you, and they already are a part of you and you of them. And it's something that you can't fake. You can fake it by making a really glossy banner with, "You want to lead my life? Well, you're going to take my course," because I see the videos like everywhere. And it's so boring and I don't like them. And they're all sitting in really tight suits and really perky and stuff, and I don't buy it. Maybe they are filthy rich and I congratulate them with them, but it's not because they teach you to be the same. You may earn some money, you may be a little better in the things that they are good at, because you're maybe mimicking them.
But there's no integrity. It lacks.
It's about them, because they are showing themselves living that lifestyle. It's not about you, and it should be about you.
And that's the bing, 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 bing. That's the winner right there. That is the entire of everything we've talked about today. And Rain, you said it earlier when you talked about intuition. I couldn't agree more. You know, when you know. And I personally like to engage in conversation. So, you know, if you're ever questioning something, engage in conversation. If that teacher or facilitator isn't available for conversation, I just, step back. Because
be ready to be wrong. Be ready to be wrong.
That's exactly, And, I've been experimenting with Periscope, and there's some fantastic feedback I've been getting back from Periscope in terms of the questions they have and what's going on. So, Joleene, that'd be a great place too for you. You do some hashtag searches.
I started there. I started on Periscope, but then I met Blab and we fell in love.
Oh, you fell in love with him.
I really Blab on Periscope.
I've done both, and I've been So I haven't done a Periscope in a very long time, because I committed to doing one every single day. And then when I experienced Blab, I thought this fits me as far as, I like to interview people. I like to talk. I like to get feedback. I like to push, pull, yank, challenge, things like that. Periscope, there's nobody to talk to.
Well, it actually, they are there. It's, you get the questions coming up.
Oh, yeah, no, but I like this, and I get see, I'm a spoiled brat. Yeah. I like both pieces of it. You know what I mean?
I was at Web Summit in Dublin last week. I was in Ireland. I totally love Ireland. It's just the most amazing country in the whole world. But I was there. It's near Holland, so it sounds really exotic, but it's like a 1.5 hour flight for me. So it's really nearby. It's not fancy. It's just fun. So I was at Web Summit, and there was this other lady. She really lovely, and she works for an Australian company, but she lives in England, United Kingdom, which is a 40 minutes flight. So it's really close by altogether. And she wanted to interview me on Periscope, because she wanted to learn more about Periscope, and that was vulnerable. It was really vulnerable for her to ask that on Periscope about Periscope, and it was lovely because we just switched cameras. Okay, so what say you and what say me? it was really informal, and it was fun. And I taught her about this really handy little cam or a microphone to improve a sound level, and there were all these people at Web Summit looking at us like we were like chipmunks or something, because they really had no idea what Periscope was. Nobody was talking about live streaming. And I was so amazed and full of wonder, because I thought, why are there so little people now today engaging with this wonderful medium, Blab and Periscope all together? They are really different. There are different mediums in the core, but they're all about communicating directly and building relationships. And this lady was open to that experience, and we had an amazing talk. And I'm definitely going to visit her. Definitely going to visit. Definitely.
And that's one of the major, pluses. And for me, I mean, I've got my bit.ly link, bit.ly/your video tips that they can sign into from the profile, so that they can sign up. Because I know if they want more information, they're going to go ahead and sign up. And then by email, I can, start to get an understanding, ask them for feedback, because maybe they're not willing to ask you a question, just like you said, if it's a group setting, they might feel uncomfortable asking what they think is a stupid question. And usually the stupid questions are actually very smart.
Oh yeah. Really smart. There's vulnerability wins every time.
Yeah. Vulnerability wins always.
Did Christine type that in right? bit.ly/video tips.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So now that we're wrapping up with 2 more minutes, and here I am, the hammer, keeping in time. First of all, thank you, ladies. I thought this was extremely informative. I learned a ton. I know everybody here learned a ton. Can you please, again, type in your websites so that if we want to learn more about what it would look like to work with you, if you could guide us, we could learn more about the video tips, things like that. So go ahead and put those in the message. For everyone here, thank you, thank you, thank you. I always appreciate every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern, people popping into Speaker Pro Blab. I have this vision where I just want to make this a whole big thing and just to keep pulling community together over and over again. I'm even going to put my website. Look how selfish I am. JoleneMoody.com, married into the last name. Next week, there is no Blab because I actually have a speaking engagement.
Yay! What kind of?
I'll be teaching people how to, and I don't know if our friend was here who asked the question last time, Sander, how to find and create paid speaking opportunities. So that's one of my favorite things to teach is, and I'm talking about keynotes, when people want to be a keynote speaker and they go up and they get one huge sum of money to get paid, but also platform speaking, which a lot of us do here. We do platform speaking where we go into business conferences. Perhaps we don't get paid, but we have the ability to sell our programs. So, so in 2 weeks, we will be back here talking about online marketing as far as how LinkedIn can serve us and Facebook ads. And then after that, wait, I got to make sure that I'm accurate with my information. Yeah. After that, Joleene is going to join us again because we're going to learn what it takes to land a TEDx talk. And I know that's a huge thing for people. So I'm super excited about that. And I have another individual that's going to be joining us. So thank you, everybody, so very much. This will be available on my website if you've missed this and you want to watch it again. And I will be tweeting it because I'm a regular tweet. Thank you so much, ladies. And thank you to everybody that joined us today. And we'll see you next time on Speaker Pro. Bye.
Bye.